If you are like me who is using Apple M series machine for local inferencing of your large language model with Qwen3.6 or Gamma model and wanted to achieve like 2.2x speed increase, then this particular video is for you. In this particular video, I will show you how you can use the power of Google's new MTP, which is going to help you increase the inferencing speed 2.2x percentage. And I have achieved this with the power of the MTPLX, which is this one, which is going to be helping you to achieve this particular operation. So you can see this MTPLX actually runs the local large language model twice as faster than your normal inferencing speed, the same exact model. And you can achieve the native MTP speculative decoding for Apple Silicon, and you can see that this is quite amazing. And you don't even need an external drafter for doing that because the drafter is inbuilt in this particular large language model itself. And you can also see that it's just one click installation and it is super fast, and this is the speed that they can achieve. And I'm going to show you exactly how we can actually achieve it, and I'm going to show you how amazingly faster they are already. So before I show you the 2x speed increase with the MTPLX, I'm going to quickly show you what exactly is the MTPLX is all about and what exactly is MTP itself. So before we talk about that, let's first understand why the LLM inferencing within our local large language model is slower than compared to the MTP version. So you can see that every single time the standard large language model, you load the weight from the VRAM, like for the number of billions of parameters that you're using, like 27 billion parameter model that I'm talking about, it's going to be loaded from your VRAM, and it's billions of parameters must be moved from the VRAM to GPU during the particular point of time. And then the transfer will happen over the memory bus, which is kind of a slow, and this is the bottleneck where things happens. And once all the weights are moved, then the GPU comes in, which is going to be doing the forward pass on the GPU, which is going to do all the computation for your query that you have passing like a prompt, and then that is going to produce one token. And then repeat the entire cycle that you are doing over here. So what's happening at the moment with the GPU itself is that these 4 boxes that you are seeing over here is making the GPU to be in idle state most of the time. So only 10% of the GPU's actual speed is being utilized, or the performance are being utilized. And GPU is mostly going to be idle in the rest of the period over there. That is the problem with the standard large language model inferencing. But with the power of the Google's new MTP, things are going to change completely. So MTP stands for the multi-token prediction, which actually has something called as a drafter model that runs multiple auto-regressive forward pass rapidly, predicting several draft tokens in the time it would take the target model to generate just one of them. So that is what is going to happen. So it's going to be auto-regressively forward pass all the information which is required for generating the tokens by predicting it way ahead, and then it's going to be giving it to your GPU during the point of time. And the target model receives the entire draft sequences and verify all the token in a single parallel forward pass, and then any draft token the target model agrees with are accepted, and the full sequence get output in one cycle. So instead of sending it one by one for every single cycle, all of the accepted tokens are going to be passed in same cycle, which is the power over here. That's why you're going to be seeing the number of token count is going to be increased like 2x percentage than compared to your normal standard large language model inferencing. And the first rejected token causes all the subsequent draft tokens to be discarded, and the cycle restarts from the rejected point. This is the only thing which is a pain point in the MTP, because if any one of the tokens is going to be rejected for the first time, the entire batch is going to be rejected, and then everything is going to be starting from the scratch over there. I mean, comparing to what we have over here for one token every time it's been produced, this batch size is going to be even more better. And even in the MTP paper for the Apple MLX, told that the batch size of around 4 to 8 is the ideal state while it's generating. So you're going to be getting 4 to 8 tokens for every single pass that you're going to be happening in. And because the target model also generates one additional token of its own during the verification, even full rejection still produce one correct token. So that is going to be this case that we are seeing over here. So you are going to be, even though getting at least one token, not like everything is going to be correct even to a particular point of time. So that is what is going to happen in the MTP side. And this is quite an amazing paper that you can also read through in the Google website as well. So if you're going to go to the Google MTP and search that, you see that the Gemma 4 has got the multi-token prediction, which is available over there, and they're given all the information like how the MTP works, and they have given the informations for you over there. I mean, I'm not going to go into the particular point of time, and I'm going to quickly show you how you can achieve everything using the MTPLX itself. So in order to do that, first of all, you're going to go and download the MTPLX, which is going to take you to their GitHub page. You can see that MTPLX, this is the command that I have given over here. In order to install this, I have just did the brew install MTPLX, which is going to install the MTPLX for me, and you can see that it is already installed within my machine, so I don't really have to install it again. But if you're just going to see the command over there in the MTPLX, they have got something like a start command, and then there is a tune command, which is going to be finding the AR D1 D2 depth for this particular Mac that you are using, and then there is a help, setup, quick start, connect, and all those information. But the one thing that which we actually are going to be using is the web version, because I want to do a comparison with the MTPLX in the same command over here, and with the model without having the MTP enabled in there. So in order to do that, you're just going to do the MTPLX and then say start, and it's going to say do you want to use the existing configuration, because I've already configured some things over there. I'm just going to say no for now, because I want to show you everything from the scratch. So it says that there are four options that you can choose in for your model. One is the verified default to this particular Mac operating system, which I have to download for the very first time. If you have not, it is going to automatically download it for you. Or you can use an optimized quality model, which is this one. Or you can use a custom HuggingFace repository that you're going to be specifying it, or the local model which is sitting in your LM Studio for that matter. So you can use any of these over here. And I have used the first options over there, which is going to have my model along with the MTP enabled in that. So this is the MTP model. So make sure you're going to be running the Qwen3.6 27 billion dense model, but MTP optimized speed over there. That is what it really matters over there for you. So I'm going to say yes, one. And then you're going to be choosing the runtime mode. So you can either choose the sustained speed or sustained max or burst. I mean, I don't see any difference between the sustained versus the sustained max over there, but I'm just going to go with the one for now, the sustained. And then you're going to be opening the web UI to show the interface for you. So I'm going to say one as well. And then it says that tune the MTPLX for this particular Mac. I can just say one. That's not a problem. It takes like a matter of second while it does that. It's currently available for you. And now I'm going to go copy this particular URL, and I'm going to go over here, paste this particular URL. And you can see that we are in this particular UI, which is the MTPLX UI. And now I can ask the question over here and see how things are going to work. So guess what? I have already executed the same exact model without the MTP enabled, which is the Qwen3.6 27 billion UD model. So this is a dense model that we have got. I executed the same exact particular prompt over there. It took 3 minutes 9 seconds just for thinking, and then it generated this particular output, as you can see over here. And total token was 17 tokens per second, and this is the total time it took for the rest of the generation. So the first token, the time for the first token is around 0.59 seconds, which is almost like 1 minute that it spent. But this guy is going to be taking even more faster, as you can see. If I'm going to go and paste the same exact command, so this is, you can just see over here that the MTP draft depth is currently 3. The recommended by the Apple is around 4 to 8, but this tool at the moment is just allowing me the draft depth of 3 at the moment. I don't know why, but guess what? I have also used another tool called as Atomic Chat, which actually has got the way that you can control the depth as well. So if I'm going to go to the settings and go to the MLX over here, you see that I have got the MLX models over there as well. And it has got the MTP speculating decoding, which is going to be enabled for you the moment you are going to be enabling it, and see that the moment you're going to be enabling this particular option, it is going to go and download the speculative decoding model, which is the drafter model that is required, which is the Gemma for IT model. And you see that the MTP block size I have set to 8 there. So while I set 8, it is running faster, and the maximum they have set is 8, not beyond that. So you can try 8, you can try 4, you can do whatever that you want. I'm going to stop this because I'm not going to be running with the atomic chat this time, maybe for the next video. So now if I'm going to run this particular command over there in the prompt, you will notice that it's going to do some thinking, and it's going to be starting the generation. You can also already notice that the number of tokens per second is already 45 tokens per second. This was not the case with the LM Studio while I was trying to run for the same exact model, which is the Qwen3.6 27 billion dense model, because it was way more slower. But over here, it seems to be really, really faster. So you can see that it is doing things faster. And I've also used the same MTPLX with the Pi coding agent, and I can see that the Pi coding agent actually generates the code. Whereas over here with the dense model, if I'm going to be using it with my Pi coding agent without the MTP enabled, it is not actually creating any of the code, but it's just keep on running in the loops for the same exact operation. But using the MTPLX, I can see that it is starting to generate the code. It's faster, and it's also more reasonable code quality as well. So you can see that around 47.9, 48 tokens per second, which is doing really good comparatively. And let's keep going. I'm just going to cross my finger. Let's see how much time it's going to take, maybe how many tokens per second it's going to be generating. So we have seen that average of 48, but the last token it was seen is like 47 tokens per second. That's the reason why it's saying 47 tokens per second. That was the thing. The MTP depth is 3, as we know, and you can see that the time for the first token is 0.25 seconds, whereas in the LM Studio for the same exact model it was 0.59 second, which is almost like a minute, but this is just like quarter of it, which is pretty amazing. So that is the thing that I can see, that the speed is really faster in the MTPLX compared to the normal inferencing that you can see within your Apple M1 Max machine or the Apple M5 Max machine. I have the Apple M5 Max machine. That's the reason why this is a bit faster, 47 token, which is great. And now if you're going to run the same exact the MTPLX with the Pi model, you can also do that as well, the Pi coding agent. So if I'm going to say the MTPLX start Pi, this is the command, and if I'm going to hit enter, then it's going to ask you, are you going to use the verified default for the Mac, which is this particular model? And I'm going to say yes, and you can see that it is going to go and open the Pi coding agent for me in a terminal, and you can see that this particular coding agent comes in, and now I can actually ask it to do things like to generate the code. It is going to do things for me as well. So let me go and copy paste some of the prompt that I have got, which is going to be quite a big prompt, which is to design an application like a reminder app using the white UI, and also it's going to be looking pretty much like an Apple reminder app for me. So you can see that this is the front end, this is the styling, this is the back end, database, API styles and icon, and this is the project structure that I wanted, and this is the table. And I have asked it to generate things, and you can see that with this particular MTPLX enabled 27 billion parameter model, this is a dense model to be honest, not an MOE model, I could able to start using it to generate the code, and also it helps me to make things working as opposed to the normal model. I mean the MTP less model, it actually does not. So that is how I can see that. So the performance is really good. I can see there is a 2x performance speed, and I will actually show you how the actual code is going to be generated after this execution. So as you can see, the code is generated right now with the MTP enabled, and it's looked pretty good comparing to what it was not doing it before, and the speed is actually good, as you can see over here, and it's all doing in the dense model as opposed to the MOE model. So that's it guys, that's all about how you can increase the speed of the inferencing of your coding agent as well as for your local large language model inference that you are doing normally to 2x time with the power of the MTPLX. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Catch you in the next one.